Hi. So I'm coming to you all with the epic journey and the uncut marriage. Life lessons. You know, we think we you know, everything or we know what we've been taught. Like sometimes us as human beings, we sometimes if we've been as we're children, when we were children, we were taught a certain way to be. But then we become from toddlers to teenagers. Then from teenagers to adolescents to adults. So every day that you're breathing and alive is a day to learn. Because life is lessons. Raising children didn't come with a pamphlet or a guide. Being being married, yes, it do have people that have books and they got it down to a T. But what about the deep, deep, dark, embedded secrets with the spouses, amongst the spouses? You know, damage trying to make it work. Two damaged people trying to make it work from pain that they didn't inflict on each other, but trying to grow together the pain they inflicted on each other. Because marriage is consistent. What I mean by consistent, that means it's work. It's like your 9 to 5. It's like you can't you can't let up because if you let up, you'll lose it. You know, I'm not necessarily coming and talking about infidelity. I'm talking about like generational curses, like you know, trauma. That have us where we be, you know, always thinking that they're doing something because of previous people or anything. You have to have a clear mind and first and foremost, unrated, get yourself naked in front of God type of relationship with God, because you have to be naked in front of Him. Because if you can get naked in front of God, you can be naked in front of your husband, whether you big, small, ugly, fat. People gonna have things to say about you either way it goes. We wasn't put here to please man, but we are here to do what's pleasing to God. So as long as you do what's pleasing to God, they can never, they can never, they can never, you know, constructive criticism hurts. It can either build your character or break your character. I feel like it built my character because I've always been a big girl my whole life. I was wearing a 24 at 13. So I grew into being the big girl. I have it on my arm right here, you know. But then, carrying that comes with stipulations. Because if you dress nice, that's a problem. If you talk to certain dudes, that's a problem. She's this, she's that, but never did they ever take the time to get to know you. That goes for family, friends, or foes, because sometimes our own family members don't even know us. I'm just rattling. I'm just saying this journey right here is so epic. Like, it's amazing. I'll be 40 in a couple of months. I've been married for 2 years, going on 2 years. Um, I- on my birthday, it'll be 2 years. That's my anniversary. I said, this nigga gonna marry me on my birthday to have me stuck with that if I want to jump out today. Like, nigga, what? But I love him though. He's great. He's because sometimes we have the definitions wrong of what love and lust. You see, love and lust, I had to decipher the difference. God helped me decipher the difference. Because if someone truly cares about your well being, I feel like that's love. Like, if you sick, if you hurt, but then God also, like I said, I've been married for almost 2 years. I got to the part where I had got sick last year, where we had a test of our marriage. We had God test your marriage to see if you're gonna stay loyal, is you gonna be in the fold. Is your morals in place? You know, it gets so bad to where like they don't tell you the dark part. Like what I was saying about marriages, people say that they went through it. Some people had spousal abuse. That's neither here nor there. That's because some people went through that and kept going through that because they watched their mother or their father. People be like, when you see what your mother or your father been through, that's what you tend to do. That's wrong. That's wrong because I never did with my mother. I was always an oddball. They always say I was weird. Even in my hometown, they be like I was weird. They thought I was dyke, but I don't mix in crowds, but I run in crowds in my own manner. I don't like big crowds because one thing about it, I was young. They used to think I was crazy because I have what they said deja vu. But as I got older, I learned that it wasn't deja vu. It was just God showing me things at a young age. I didn't know what it was. I thought it was dreams. I thought it was dreams. And when I finally got the understanding of what was going on, because I had to, you don't get a chance. See, me, I went from being in elementary school to grown. So, because I always done been a big girl, so I always done look like I was of age. So when I was 12, I was looking like I was 20. So, you know, it wasn't no in between. So life itself is a lesson. So everybody has to be willing to learn and willing to accept constructive criticism. And I ain't come on here trying to be this, that, but I know that it's some people anywhere in the world that has been through a situation or is in a situation to where they're married, and even though it's good when it's good, what about the times when it get rough? Like the times that it get real, 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 real rough. Because when you used to having things, like I always been a go getter. I always been a go getter, a hustler. You know, I tried something just to do it like me. I tried to say like I always been working in the nursing field, and I know how to clean up real good. Them two things that I mastered at a young age. So my auntie put me on the CNA game, so I got that. I'm on the nurses registry, and I know how to clean because that's all I knew what to do. Even I got sisters. I have a sister and a brother. I have my sister is under me. She's 2 years younger than me, and I have a brother who my baby brother, and I love him to death. I love them. Me and my sister, we are cordial. I love her. Could nobody? Nobody could do nothing to hurt her. I love her. But we had things going on. And that was instilled in us at a young age that I didn't wanna. I didn't want to be of the crowd. I didn't want to do what they do. I just want to do my own thing. So that's what I did. But I was weird. But as I got older, as I got older, and when they came to reality of big girls was winning, now it's all of a sudden, oh, this. I was like, no, because yeah, I had a dealt with dudes, some dudes in my life. I ain't no saint. I just don't talk about it because this is the first time I think I'm ever finna. Well, I presented it to like people that I had got close to, but when I presented my life, and they tried to use it as a what you call a punch, like to punch you, to make you feel bad, or to try to do something to manipulate you, or anything. People have a weird way of making you feel comfortable but uncomfortable, or keeping you at a standstill. If they can keep control, like control, it's control. Some people have controlling issues. They know that's all they know. That's what they're used to. So when they see somebody that's not up under the controlling act, or you something wrong with you because you're not wanting to be controlled, because everybody was brought up in Sunday school, honor thy father and thy mother, but the first people that we ever have to learn to trust is our mother and our father. You know that? Now, if you can't trust your mother, your father, that's crazy. But morally your mother. Because if you was around, if you practice, I can't say that morally on my father, because my father was always there, but whatever him and my mother had going on. But my mother, she hated me. She hated me. She hated me, and Ma, I love you. I love you, Mom, if you see this. But I know, just being honest, I felt like she hated me because I was the big girl. My clothes was, but I always been one who catch eyes and work the room. I stand out in crowds. I don't know if that's the Leo in me or what. I always been and I'm just an outgoing person. I thought I was an outgoing person. Some people, I didn't even know that as many people that was, maybe because I knew how to make money. Because one thing about making money, it come fast and it leave fast. If you don't know, see, I was young having apartments, 14, you know, I didn't know what to do. Then I messed around and got pregnant before I turned 18 with my sons. I didn't even know I was pregnant with. I went the whole term, the whole entire 9 months. In 2000, he's 22 now. That's the only child that I have. Because in this world of sin, I wouldn't want to bring a child into this world of sin. If that's not it, because the world is different from when I was 22. 15, stuff like that. It was different, I was in the club young. I was grown at, 14. My mother had to leave for a second, and it's right to grown, 1995. It was 1995. You see what I'm saying? So, this neither here nor there. I'm not looking for a pity party. I'm just trying to let y'all know that God, God, He is awesome. He has a sense of humor. He has a way. He has a way of making you understand life and yourself through the hardest times. You know, through the hardest times. Like if I wouldn't have got the relationship that I've had to acquire with him since this little, I'm gonna call it a setback, because it was a setback for a whole year. This has been a whole year. Going into my second year of marriage. The first year, woo, I was like, man, I'm like, we should have been on all this marriage. I made it to now. It is June the 8th, 2022. August will be a year. Another year, 2 years. And when I tell you that God broke me down, because I always had to be going, 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 going. But then he my husband, he was moving faster than me. And then I got my son, who was also moving faster than me. And I'm thinking I'm ahead. So, he slowed me all the way down to pay attention, to not hold so much hurt in my heart, hurt on myself, just, past hurt, holding on to that. Because believe it or not, when I say generational curses, I mean that, because it's no way that you're damaged and all you can do is think about what happened. I try to tune it out. What happened to me, whatever I felt like, but it always reappear, you know. I got cousins, brother, my dad, my dad's sister, which is my auntie. I lived with her up until I was getting ready to turn 19, because my mom had left, right when I was getting ready to go to middle school in '95, and we had just got out. I never forget it. And I had to jump from ground. My sister and my brother, well, my sister, she was in middle school. She was on her, no, she was in the field. She was in second grade, something like that. I don't know. It's just, I hate to go back there, because I have to go back there so you all will understand where I'm coming from. Some people don't know how or know when that, you really have to really talk to God. I don't care if this thing go viral or not. I don't care. You really have to talk to God, because one thing I've learned, having a lot of money, before money, after money, money is always in the word it says it's the root to evil. So for the any amount of money, who will cross you? I've been crossed so many times for so much money, just being crossed about some money, money. Far as what I was saying about lust and love, we be thinking we love these gentlemen, because oh he do this or he do that or this that. I thought that, but when they wanna when I learned that, I had to be in the dark girl, and I'm always outside, I was always outside. Always outside, always somewhere, every they like I said, but they really thought I liked it girls, and I don't know why. I mean, they cool, but I've always been a loner. People sound weird because I like to stay to myself. I hang out with people, but every time I seem to get a friend girl, it's either she she wants to have my whole life, but can't nobody walk your walk. Only you can walk the walk. They really envy you. They hate you, and I didn't understand it. All I wanted was because my homegirls was always like the ones that I, except for one, she's younger than me, and I got something for you. I love you, girl, but I got something for you. We're gonna have a long talk because whenever you know who you are, I don't have to say no names because you don't cross the squad because you be scarred. But I'm a firm believer that God said, "Do not hold grudges. Vengeance is mine." You know, I I always been, pretty vocal, but these last 5 years I've been having to deal with, you know, me and my husband are two damaged people trying to be together. All I know is I went through some things in life, you know, and he always had tried to holler at me for years, and I never would do it because we was on two different time schedules and we both was fast, so I never would do it. Then 27, 2017 into 18, I was down on my luck. I was not talking to anyone. I was single because I always had me a little friend, boo thing, boyfriend, whatever you want to call it. Because in the daytime, that's your boyfriend. In nighttime, he's just your boo thing. Because he can't be your boyfriend if he's not there. You see what I'm saying? We have it all confused. Oh, that's my boyfriend because he texting messages, but you can't even see him. You could go to the store and you can't say nothing. You just have to be there. So what they call you? That's like you a side chick. I've never been one to be second. you know, to where I started treating them like they treated me. Now I need some money. I could never be all the people that I know, they either were, now I ain't gonna say they was trick, but they trick off. They want to get paid, and they used to be like, oh, why you won't do it? Nah, I'm gonna get my own money. And they used to be wondering like big time dope dealers. They used to be coming, throwing me some money, whatever I needed, whatever. Just cause I was just me. I never came off as trying to be nothing else. I had my own money, but then they want to put me on to put me in their pocket I guess so they could see me. You know what I'm saying? So when I finally did come up, because that's what you're supposed to do when you're in a game. You're supposed to, if you get a little extra more than what you have, you supposed to come up off of it, you know. But that wasn't nothing that I wanted to do because I had a son. And he was becoming of age, and I was a wild one. I wasn't wild like that, but you know, I was young in these streets. Young, a lot of people was. I'm not just saying me. A lot of people was. My lifestyle was different from y'all's. Things that I seen that it's tripping me out. That I can't believe that as of like today. Like if those that know, then like it was a crack epidemic, all this and that, and now they just out here on fentanyl. That's different, and ice. They think that's the new drug hype. Because people say it's cool, but not knowing what it's doing to your system. Fentanyl that'll kill you, drop you dead. That's a suppressant for people. People don't know that, but it is. People. Excuse me. So people come on these platforms to like give people enlightenment on like some people are just green, don't know nothing, or been through something and don't even know how to deal with it. You know, you can't even, you don't, like me. I've been in my hometown now a year. And I was going through it. I didn't have nobody to talk to, even though I wanted to talk to somebody. I didn't want to be judged, be called stupid, but I always knew that God never left, and He put me in a position where I had to, had to be calling on Him all day, all night, sun up, sun down, because it is rough. When you hit like, you could be up and be down tomorrow. Like celebrities, they don't show certain people let them catch them slipping when they're down, because you ain't never supposed to look like what you're going through. So that was the part that I always upheld. So people always be thinking like, ain't nothing wrong with her. I never really spoke on how I felt. So when they do come out, it be rare. So I had to you know, learn how to pipe that down, because it's just a lot. It's just a lot when when you be in relationships, and the relationships is another person, three people, that person, and then you. That's soul ties. That's too many people. That's too many people. So it was always a problem, or they just wanted to try to use, because they always had this thing out. Big girls be used for my city. They want to be, they only want to be treat us like we was set outs, or we wasn't nothing. And now they be like, what's up? And you be looking like, I be looking like, for real, for real. I'm the same person. I don't venture like I used to. I just been in the house. I've been in the house because it was a time to reflect on myself and the world in a whole. It's so much going on in the world. People just, don't even understand. Really don't understand. Really don't understand. Like, what? And guess what? I seen this. I seen all this happening when I was 12 years old, and I was asking questions, the wrong questions, because I didn't know what was going on when God was showing it to me. I didn't know, that it was going to be rough. I didn't know. I just thought it was all good, because, you think it's all good, you're just doing stuff. You think you got it going on. It wasn't even prepared. You don't be prepared. So when I was younger, my son going to work, leaving him at home, that's the only thing I knew what to do. He had food in there. He had everything he wanted. I did everything. I also had him a nanny, right? Man, he had 5 brothers, and I was thankful for that. And I was still appreciative. But the damage that happened to him with that, because I was a wild one. I didn't want nothing to happen to him. I didn't want him to get lost in the system. Some people play with your kids. They even thought my son was my sister's kids. And the only reason why they thought that was because my sister had, some stuff going on. So they thought that, they didn't even know I had a kid. People to this day, like, I can't believe you just da, 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 da. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't want to be one. I wasn't in the in crowd like that. I wasn't around here just wanting to mess with or do it. Even though they offered me money. You know, I never been one to sleep behind nobody. Not like that. If it happened and I didn't know it, then I didn't know it. But man, y'all, when I tell you about this epic journey and this uncut marriage, stay tuned. I'm telling you, y'all gonna love it. I mean, I got to go way back. I don't even know how to start it. I just started right there. Hold tight.